find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. Going up against, they're now all tied up 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. We're rocking that 35 round. See that we have Big pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo, sure enough. With the push from the backside, finds Jazz.
Licença, Tocinha! Pofo! Botão no cofrinho do Libs! Pofo pra cima do Belzinho! Double pofo do craque! Faz clique aí, meu chat! Você tá no YouTube, faz o clique da jogada! Tomara tá!
Um som, morre.
Vou cavar cima, cava esquerda, cava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem A. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que botar essa
Pode ver agora, calma.
Nossa!
And we've got two players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god. We've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't happen. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. Moving quick in with the side of Nova. Dave, you're going in.
People see, there is one A now. Marvel misses one, but doesn't miss twice.
Out. Oh my. Chris, he's all 1-4. Where you at, homie? I know you're a typical sniper in this area, but right now you're a sniper. It ain't even close. Lucky, get headshot. Costco, flip the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
X7 was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make this.
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem, Misa coming through. What's that? Is that the kilo? Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Kells. Finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kinda nuts with the kilo, bro.
Yo, how are you?
I have been. Found herself on that Sparrow shot, but the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, Brigstock! Well, it was looking good for a minute there, Verdict, at the beginning of this round, but it is quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrow can push that up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is about time, man. It's been like almost a good month or so since we've actually had some pretty decent action. It's Mobile Mayhem. We're here day number 4. I think that's what it is. What we're calling it here is we're getting geared up for it tonight. Joining me, as always, is going to be Day. That is not his camera. That is actually a picture of what his webcam displays when his cam's not working. He should be here in a moment. I know his voice is here. Day, can you speak?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know why it crashed, but that explains a lot on why you were like, yeah, your camera's not on. I was like, should be. But we'll relaunch it here. Hopefully all is good. I'm excited. I'm really hoping we're going to have some great games here for NA. The past couple weeks of broadcast for both regions that we do has honestly been pretty lackluster. So, today's a big proving point for me, and I think we definitely have some matchups that may not live up to what we want to see, but I think we have some other ones that definitely might. So I've got some high hopes. We've got some good teams here today. We actually have a broadcast today, which is, I guess, the key thing. But
yeah,
how are you doing, Verdict?
Oh, man, I'm great, dude. Kind of just had a chill, early morning. Went to work a little bit, came back in, got a little workout in, got a little sun some more, got a few games in with a few good homies, and now we're, settled in for the night. And I don't think there's any other better case scenario than it being Tuesday night and we're finally getting some Mobile Mayhem. So some of those matches that we'll talk about here is we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. The matches of the day schedule look pretty solid. Luminosity Gaming taking on Six Kings. Six Kings not making it a cut for the playoffs, but they will be participating in the regular season here at Mobile Mayhem with a slightly different roster as well. Simplicity did make it. ARP, not so much. As the second matchup of the night is going to be a little bit of a grudge match themselves. ARP going to have a few roster changes up their sleeves as well. Dice and Tribe Gaming, we're not going to get, but we should be able to get that. Actually, we're going to get the fourth matchup tonight. It's going to be Devious versus Tribe. So regardless of what this says, we're only going to get 3 series. Dice and Tribe not going to play. Obviously, Dice still trying to figure out their rosters after Stage 4 and the whole fallout. Devious did participate. They did make the cut. They will be moving on to the playoffs. They will be facing off against Tribe tonight. So a little grim, a little bit of a scheduling issue on the back end, but we will get to see Tribe and Devious play tonight. That's certainly going to be our marquee matchup of the night.
Yeah, definitely got to agree with you there. I think that was the one that I was most looking forward to. So I'm definitely excited to get on into that one, but we'll have to wait a little bit to get there. So we'll see what happens. But Devious definitely a team that put in a lot of work, really dedicated themselves, and were able to come out largely on top in their respective positions. So I want to make sure that we give them some credit and definitely give them what's due to them, because there was a lot of competition for Stage 4. So for them, qualifying is definitely huge for them.
Oh, it's definitely huge. We'll take a look at the standings, too. We talked about who made it to the Stage 4 playoffs. It is going to be your top runners of the top 3 so far. It's Tribe Gaming sitting at 40, 35 for Luminosity. Simplicity sitting there as well in a cool second-place combination. Devious sitting in a 5th-place seed. ARP right there along with them, actually, so it's technically a 4-way tie with 20 points all spread out across the bottom, and Limited, who have disbanded, will not be participating anymore. They didn't go through scoreless, though, so kudos to them. Standings look about like what we'd anticipate. I'm assuming that it's going to be pretty similar after the end of the night as well, too, right?
Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. I think for the most part across the board, the teams that you would expect to win are going to win. I do think there's a couple matchups in there that might bring a little bit more excitement than just the matchup. That's partially due to some teams that we expect to do really well, maybe not having their top tier performance that we expect, and some other teams that are maybe a little bit lower on the bracket actually having looked real solid. But we were also talking a little bit earlier about maybe some players on these rosters that have changed. So we'll get into that as those teams arise. But Verdict, I think we do have our best of 3 available for this first matchup if you're ready for that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm taking a look at it right now. As soon as the teams are ready to go, we'll be jumping into our game number 1 of the night. It will be a hardpoint on Takeoff, followed by Search and Destroy on Slums. If it does go the difference, or the distance, if we do make the difference and see Six Kings is a better team now that they've made a few roster changes, which we'll talk about here in a moment, it will be that control rate. So speaking of Six Kings, who do they drop? Who do they pick up? 2 of the players that we were just talking about, Day, it was not Lethal, good God. It was Vibin and Tsunami, but they pick up Pangy, and I think they actually just added their manager as a sub, just in case, Akari. If I'm not mistaken, I think Akari is their manager.
That sounds about right. I do believe that is accurate. So obviously we'll see as we get deeper into the things, but you know, a pretty respectable map pool that we have here for our first matchup with Takeoff right off the rip. I think it's a map that a lot of people questioned when it first came out, us included. But I think the hardpoint has grown on me quite a bit. So I'm glad to see it here for our hardpoint. Search and Destroy, we're going to be going obviously onto Slums, and Standoff Control for that Game 3 is pretty huge as well. One of the few maps that the offense might actually have a slight advantage, assuming you can get into position to capitalize on that. So going to be looking at things for this matchup, with specifically looking at the fact that we have Takeoff and Standoff, is what operators we brought to the table. And things like the Gravity Vortex, the War Machine, actually pretty viable here for this map pool. So this is kind of huge. I know for one team, we have a War Machine in play, and I'm going to be honest with you here, Verdict, a little bit of an L. I know there's a Death Machine in the matchup coming our way as well. Okay,
Death Machine. That's something we don't normally look at. I think one of the most underutilized operators in the game has to be that War Machine, but we saw some pretty great clips from Stage 4, as well as from what we've seen of Mobile Mayhem so far this season come through, and some of the best ones actually have been from clips of War Machines. I think people are just so tired of getting those, like, if you can get 4 solid kills from an Annihilator, nobody's impressed anymore. They're looking at what you could do with what's not norm. The Grav Vortex. Did you see that clip that Vake posted on Twitter?
I have yesterday. Not.
Oh my God, bro! It's a spawn trap and controlled, and I've got to say, man, it is about as damn disgusting of a spawn trap as I have ever seen.
Oh no!
Reason why we're stalling for a bit: LG having a bit of Wi-Fi issues, so we are going to give them a little bit of notice. And they should be back into the game. There it goes. There we go. So both players from LG are present. It does look like Six Kings are in the lobby. The rosters are locked in. Legacy, Lethal, Mago, Kryzo, and Pangy going to be making up that roster from Six Kings. And then from LG, not Tribe, it's Ban, Tectonic Envy, Vague, and Washi. Marshy, of course, will be riding the pine. So hope everybody is ready to go. If you haven't made your predictions yet, go ahead and do so, because this one is about to get set to take off. And I'm not just saying about the, taking off, jumping into the hardpoint. I'm talking about take off the map itself. So, day predictions. 2-0, 2-1. I mean, there's always a chance for disqualifications or DQs, right? That does happen still here in North America as well.
Well, DQs aside, I would expect this to be a 2-0. I mean, listen, this LG lineup is absolutely terrifying, right? I mean, you and I just had a whole discussion about how crazy tech is at video games in general, not just COD Mobile, right before the broadcast started. So you got that. You've got Band, Vague, as you mentioned, Envy, Washi. This is a solid, well-rounded team that has rushers, has players that are going to be holding the long angles, and you bring some crazy good sniper talent to the team. So I think the hard point, absolutely uncontested LG favor. Search and Destroy, if things were going to go to a game 3, it would be off the back of Six Kings winning a Search and Destroy, which I think is going to be an absolutely monumental task for them, because LG, no pushovers when it comes to Search and Destroy either. So we'll have to see when we get there. I'd predict the 2-0, but I think there's merit in saying if LG don't play their best and SK do, that we could see a game 3 happen.
I think it's very possible. I mean, I've already spoke to Tech, Marshy, the crew. I've been in VC with the guys over at LG. They just don't like the global client. They like the way the esports version comes over through. It just feels better in their hands. It feels better when they're running and gunning. So if you see a little bit of a laggish or a sluggish game style, it's because these guys don't normally play on the global version. With an update just came out, there's always a little bit of a setback for for something to happen, for something to come up. And even with all that being said, I still feel like this should be a 2-0 clean sweep here for Luminosity. There shouldn't be a problem that, they should rise no matter the case, unless it's a DQ. And, in that case, I mean, once it's done, it's done. You can't cry for spilled milk. But now we're just waiting on Vague. It was Tech, it was Envy. Now it is Vague, chat. So if you could very abusively as possible, go ahead and say blame Vague in chat for me if you're paying attention. There's a little over 150 of you so far. No, there's 190 now. Okay, let's see if we get to 200 before we start the series. What do we say? Blame Vague. That's right.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll be getting into the game here shortly. This is definitely one of our, what I would say, possibly closer matchups of the day, just depending on how things go. I think we're just waiting on Vague and Lethal to get readied up at this point, and we'll get you guys there. So I'm excited for it. I'm glad to just, in general, be back to have a broadcast. If we're gonna be honest here, and I'm hoping that the broadcast today will be exciting enough to bring me back on Friday. Is really where we're at right now.
All right. I think you're absolutely right. It just feels so good to be back live. It feels so good to be back, giving you all the action that you so desperately need before that playoff starts. That's right. They're heading to Seattle for the LAN event. Stage 4 starting in September. And if you haven't had an opportunity to check any of the LAN events yet, because there's only been one so far for this side of the world, this is going to be the second one, and it's going to be a pretty unique experience. PAX West, probably one of the better moments in in my recent history. I was able to travel and get to experience that for the first time back in 2021. It's a great venue. Everything's clean, just like this matchup should be here. As everybody finally is in, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and jump into the action. It's Hardpoint. It's takeoff. It's about freaking time.
All right, well, we're here for it. We're getting on into the game. Seems that we got our connection issues resolved. That is certainly an exciting thing to have happen here because, again, been kind of spotty for our content these past week or so. Obviously, there was a lot going on with Stage 4, so I get it. I'm not mad about that, but I just been a little bit rough,
All right, who left first? Let's go ahead and blame them in chat too now. Everybody's catching strays tonight, man. Everybody. Well, Mago and Lethal were the last ones here, so we'll get them the victory for game number 1. And Vague has no VC. Bro, you know what, Vague? It just sounds like a you problem, man. We need to get this action started.
Doesn't it?
I mean, are they really listening to you anyways, bruv?
Dang.
Dang, that's right.
Dang.
All right, let's give this a second chime.
All right, well, things loading on in for next, and this could be where the excitement rolls. We've got things coming through with LG going up against SK here. Verdict LG, obviously the fan favorite, the caster favorite. I don't think we should really expect anything different here, but I guess we'll see as things roll on. Looks like a bunch of LG kills off the start. That is going to be some points on the board for LG here early.
Oh, yeah, it is. And Tech's already beaming, man. Straight as shooter, man. Gotta say, love to see it whenever he's got the AR present, the LK. Good God! Give him some room! Legacy finally gonna be able to shut him down. Damage has already been done. It is LG all over the feed, LG all over the objective for the time being. Legacy trying to take things in his own hands, gonna be able to take down the best SMG in the game that's banned. The action still continues to roll on. Now is Test finally going to come through. It is going to be 6 Kings over the objective. They're stacking it 3 hard, and Lethal on the backside looking for the rotation for new. So LG off to a great start. 6 Kings. They're just now keeping up.
Hostiles have the hard point.
All right, well, 6 Kings, definitely a team that has some potential, and this is a great team to come through and show that off against as well. So we'll see if they're able to capitalize. Again, we don't think it would be in the hard point, but they've got some opportunities to prove us wrong. They have themselves a little bit of a lead right now, but we know how that P1 can be a little bit spotty for anybody on takeoff, right? You don't have your streaks, you don't have operators available, and there's so much exposed ground, so much high ground coverage as well. You've got your blue and your red balconies. You've obviously got the stadium high ground as well. And, well, right now, Six Kings actually making it look solid as they're off to a little bit of an extension here on the P2. Band finally making his way in, but immediately gets dropped by Lethal, and the feed is all yellow right now. My goodness.
Hold the phone. What team has arrived here? This is Six Kings, baby. Predator out for Cryzo. He's going to find 2 with it. He's sitting in double digits already. The UL. He's eating, baby. Go ahead and feed the man as he picks up his 12th there. 57 to 23. 10 seconds left to go here on the objective. The break finally comes through. But it's table scraps that the team over at LG are going to have to fend for. Tectonic, the last man left alive here to pick it up. And if anybody can get the job done, it's this man. Cryzo respecting it. Going to force down. Now the rotation over the new. It's already yellow on the right side of the map. But hold on. Secret's still not locked down. Spawn's still not secured as of yet. Legacy trying to do so. He does get dusted. And here comes the boys in blue. LG looking to knock on the door here on the backside of P3. With 10 seconds in, they do it with a bit of ease.
Right, well, 30-point lead right now, or about 30-point lead for the side of Six Kings is definitely not what I would have expected towards the tail end of that P2, but P3 is where things usually start to take off for one team or another. So right now you can see a bit of fight for LG there, but the clear comes through. Six Kings off to a great position as they continue to push this lead forward. And you can see we're not even fighting full force on this P3. We've got multiple players already rotated new, and we're maintaining a hold down to the last 12 seconds for the side of SK. That trickle going to be going over to LG, but we're now 4 deep on new. Unfortunately for Legacy, he is going to get a backside spawn, but fortunately for him as well, so do their opponents. And, well, that trade is going to get him and Mago a favorable respawn as well. Now the death machine going to be popped for Lethal. I'm interested to see if he's going to be able to capitalize on it. This is actually a great position for it, but he doubles back, and
oh no,
you know, that is unfortunately due to lack of information. Holding that window would have been the play. He's coming in behind, finds 1, finds 2 before getting taken down.
Yep, there we go. Washington squad. They're going to be all over the objective. A lot of operators pop there in this P4 rotation. It does look like Big Blue going to be there for the shutdown. It is vague. He swapped to the Claw now. No Fury for him. Bans on those duties. And it's just enough to get back into this game now. 20 seconds left to go. They need all this time before this P1 reset comes through. When the boy's still locking it down for the time being. It doesn't look like a break's going to come through. On the backside, it's Lethal. He's trying to scratch and gnaw back onto the insides, but he's going to have to force to play some perimeter control. But his crew in Legacy is going to be there to come through and get the break. So 99 to, well, actually make it 100 to 86. Six Kings. They are showing up for the time being, but can they withstand the challenge of the next set of hills? This is where things usually start to get out of hand. Let's see if LG can reel it back in, or if Six Kings are really them.
All right, well, we will see as things continue to roll. The gap has been heavily closed by the side of LG, and as this P1 reset continues to boil, this was a little bit in favor of Six Kings last time around, but they do have some opportunities to extend it here again. We're on the second pass, so we've got things like our operators available. We do have a couple score streaks on the board if you see the tooltip, but those are 2 shield turrets and a care package, so nothing usable as far as our aerial score streaks go. Your hunter killers, your predator missiles, so is going to be a little bit of a toss-up, but does look like LG will once again take the lead. It's been a while since we've seen them in this position here, but P2 and P3 could be huge, and it could be a game-deciding factor as well now that both teams have crossed into triple digits, with only 2 points separating them right now, Verdict.
Yeah, look at Van doing a great job of anchoring these spawns now. They get a little bit of a god tier Sin. Top side of staircase, contested right here. It's going to be Vague pushing up for the aggression. He's going to be able to find 2 in it and clear it out there as it goes. Lead change back over into LG's hands as the rifle owners, they say. And it's going to continue to climb. Here comes Mago. He's got a claw, but I don't even know, man. Was that a war machine across the map? I'm not sure what the objective there was that. It was able to find 1 Vague, or Mago rather, not going to be able to find much out of his claw. Envy just piece it in the middle of the map. He's got an LK along with it, and LG taking a lead and running away with it. 6 Kings need to find a way to get back into the hill. Washi shut down. Pengi through the top ropes. Going to be able to find 1, but Tech, he's beaming as well. And this one's starting to be a little bit of a classic. 10 seconds left to go. Nobody here to contest. It's going to be for the free in hopes that it's a better P3 for the boys over at 6 Kings.
Right, well, what was a very even game, in fact, was a SK lead for a while, has quickly turned around, Verdict, and LG now sit up plus 40, almost a full hard point hold ahead, and, well, it looks like they're here for blood as well. The P3 opens, and they are deep, deep in control. See that SK are trying to make these rotations. Lethal going to find a big kill on Envy here, but Tech immediately going to shut him down. The EMP out as well. This lead is just extending right now.
It is indeed. I don't know if you've spectated Vague recently, man. He is just on a vendetta. He's tearing them apart. Second claw here in the, I mean, literally in the span of like 2 or 3 minutes for him. He's going to continue his annihilation right here of this 6 Kings roster. He is tearing them apart. He's got a 7, make it 9 feet. He's going to extend it. The gun is hot. He's on a half nuke right now, and the Predator is going to come through. I'm not spoiling it, chat, right now. It is just glory in its finest. Vague just continuing the piece. Finally, he's shut down. But Mans is sitting on 31. It was Chryso who was fried early on. He's still cooking. But Vague, just an absolute demon to deal with. 199 to 115, this one. The bottom has dropped out of. And LG looking to put this one away here in this P4 rotation. They've got enough time to do so. Let's see if they can execute.
Do we know if we have listening available for either of these teams?
No, we don't.
Not for either? Not for 6 Kings either?
Yeah, we do got for 6 Kings, but it's so far so lost. I just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Hey, that's fair. I get it. I get it. So, not a whole lot you can argue with the fact that it did take LG a little bit to get things rolling, but I mean, they have done so in a fantastic way because they continue to push this advantage, they continue to push this lead, and it continues to grow as this trickle time looking really, really solid for them now as well. Less than 25 points to go. In fact, it's going to be less than 20 points as this P4 does end. Now it's going to be another P1 reset, and with 18 points to go, we could be closing out any moment here. It would take an absolute miracle out of the side of SK to bring this one back at this point, because you're in a position where you can't afford to give up anything at the beginning or end of a
let's just recap, Dave. Second set of hills pop. You get 21 points on the backs of 4 hills. That'll just tell you how brutally dominant this LG roster is. It looks like they're going to be able to shut it down. 2 points left. Tech beams one off the heady. And that's going to do it, chat. We thought it was going to be a close matchup after that first set of hills, but I called it either. I didn't want to be like that guy and say, hey, you know, I don't want to toot my own horn. I was right, but second set of hills either makes or breaks the team. And for LG, I mean, there were no signs of giving up there. That second set of hills had to have been earned by 6 Kings, and it surely wasn't. They put them in an absolute blender for an entirety of a P2 to P3 connection that trickled over into a P4, and they just never recovered. Man's dropped 35. We'll take a look at the post-action report. Looks pretty solid. 2 minutes and 13 on the hill to go along with it. Okay. These SMGs finally starting to pick up there for that LG roster. I mean, even on a map like this, it can tell you, hey, your SMG players can be your top fraggers. They can be your objective winners, and surely Vague was doing the most.
Yeah, I mean, Vague put in a great performance there, not only in the kills, but came through huge in the objective control as well, with a whopping 2 minutes and 13 seconds on that hill, while going 11 positive as well. Look at the rest of the lineup, and I mean, you've got good objective time stacked all across this team. Minute 37 for Washi, minute 14 for Tech. Envy's the only one that really didn't pull the objective time, but he really played those deep rotations for Anchor quite often, so it is absolutely excusable for him to have a little bit lower on the objective there. And then you have Band, who went about even. He was 1 negative, but still came through with almost a minute of objective time. Still came through with more objective time than 4 of the players of SK, which obviously objective-wise was Legacy coming through with a minute 8 on the board. Kryzo actually had a really solid performance when it came to the gun skill, but I mean, again, it just was too dominant after that first set of hill rotation, and having one player go positive just was not enough to keep the likes of SK in the game.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Kryzo. Started hot, ended hot. I mean, everything about his game was great other than the objective. Obviously, you're serving a role on a team like Six Kings. You did everything you needed to make sure the team was successful. It's just other counterparts didn't quite come together, and that's for obvious reason. When those two SMG players from LG start clicking, when they start getting onto the point, they start slaying out, they start really frying. Sometimes it only takes one of the two to really pop off, and I just so happened to catch Vague in a little bit of a trance, man. By the time I caught onto him, I think he was already like 5, 4, I think it was at 4 deep, and then it just started to pile up and pile up. He got a claw. He got like 3 down with a claw. He got 2 more down with a pred. He got 2 more with another pred. He got 3 more with another claw. He was just absolutely frying on that map, and it's been a minute since we've seen the man come through and have that kind of a performance. So it needed to be done. This LG roster, this is clearly the #1 team in North America for a reason. It's starting to finally come through and show in some of these other tournaments now. So we'll see if they can handle business in a 2-0 fashion. No signs of a DQ coming through out of that first game. Let's see if they can do it in 2.
All right, well, this is where we said that things would be a toss-up, and SK could have a chance, just depending on how they play it out. Pengi actually really solid sub for sub player for the Search and Destroy. You've obviously got Mago as well, who has some of that crazy high-level sniping talent that could be solid here, but it looks like we are going to be backing things out and getting a little bit of that no ping, no party action. Probably someone maybe wanting to change something up on their class, and we'll see as we get on into it. But right now, LG lead by 1 verdict. And with the way they closed out that game, I'm thinking it's going to be. I think it's going to be in a 2-0 fashion.
I think it is too. I think this LG team has very high expectations. Everybody has very high expectations for them. They have very high expectations for them. And when they don't perform as they think they should, or everyone else thinks they should, there's a certain amount of weight that comes and responsibility that comes along with that. And a little bit of guilt, maybe. And this is in between the lines. You got to let it all hang loose, man. You got to make sure you put it all on the line. Make sure you put in everything that you got into it. And they've done it so far through stage 4. They got to finalize, the playoffs there in Seattle. Right now, they got to finalize this series. So didn't start too great for them in the hard point, but they picked up slack. Second set, hills. I mean, when you hold your opponents at 21 points through a potential of, 240 points that you can gain in 4 rotations, that's just, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. They're talking about a lot of map control, talking about a lot of lane positioning, holding. The ARs were clicking. Envy was doing his thing. You had Tech, who, he started off frying. And then in the trenches, you got Band and Vague, who came through and just absolutely ran the map rampant after that second set of hills. Definitely have high expectations for them to close it out in a 2-0 fashion here in this Search and Destroy too. So we'll see if they can make something shake. Washi, obviously, going to be the player to watch here in this one.
All right, well, hopefully we'll be able to get into this Search and Destroy here momentarily. Been pushed back a day here for our NA content, but
yeah, something like
certainly
that.
I'm hoping that this one's going to bring it to the table, right? I'm hoping this is going to be a potential overtime search and destroy game. And, I really want Six Kings to show up here. It's hard to pick a side, right? Because I don't want to, I can't root for either. I guess I can. Let's go Tech. Let's go Legacy, right? That's the play right now. No, I had a great time with those guys at Worlds, so they're the homies. I want good things for SK, but I'm not going to root against LG either.
Ooh, Washi, that was nasty. A little bit of a jump shot. I mean, he just makes it look so easy. Pengi, he's making it look easy. He's going to find 2. He gets dropped. Legacy, hold up. He's going to pick up that Rytech AMR and absolutely drop Washi. So trades come through 3 for 2. Map control. You see it's fanned out across all the way. One holding each bomb site and then one in the middle, kind of dictating the pace. Mago playing for some intel. He's going to have to fall back. As the 2 players, Van and Tectonic, they're looking to make some shake, but whoa, my God, Legacy. Giving him the business here early on. We didn't catch his perspective, but I caught Van getting absolutely dropped as soon as he peeked that angle. So, Tech's the last one to do it. Let's see if he can clutch it up 1v3 style.
Right, well, it would be a big clutch to make happen. Definitely able to have that skill, but Legacy ready for it. Going to go ahead and take him down. That's going to be a big round for the side of SK. And like I said, this is a team that's actually very good at search and destroy. So they are going to be tested by LG in this sense. And, they got a lot to prove here. Tech looking for some wallbang action. Narrowly misses Lethal there on a couple of those shots. I mean, that was dang near a heady if I ever saw one. But Lethal, obviously a little bit cautious to push there. He got dropped last time. No first blood here. And there's going to be Envy finding the first onto Legacy. And I gotta say, taking down Legacy, who had 3 on board, is definitely gonna be a big opening pick. But Mago right here with the refrag, taking down Washi this time around. Tech, he hops the corner, he picks Lethal off the bomb heady.
There we go. Well, there goes the green light. They're gonna go ahead and flood it on through. It's a hit through A. Mago, only player here to slow it down. He's gonna give away his location by the laser, but I don't think anybody quite saw it banned with the duties of Overwatch. And here comes Pengi like a Mack truck. Able to shut down 2 on the backside approach. The wrap is here. Envy, the last player alive. Bomb's been planted. Second guesses the gunny, and it's Kryzo who's going to be able to shut him down. And just like that, we've got 2 rounds in a row that have been upsets and heartbreaks. I hate that I didn't catch Pengi's shots from that backside wrap. I'm sure it was electric, and surely enough, he's sitting on 4. Squad, more importantly, sitting on 2. Legacy and team, they are absolutely in good company in 6 Kings. Holding their forces down so far here on this defense. They have not let much come through just yet.
Right, well, 2-0 lead for the side of SK right now. Definitely a great position for them to be in. They need to make this defense work. Tech going to get a hit marker there onto Mago, who barely lives, but is going to live nonetheless. And well, skill that Mago can bring to the table, that could be a one that got away situation. We'll see as things continue to roll here. There's been 2 hit markers, no first blood. And honestly, SK, they're just playing a brilliant defense right now.
They are. Not giving much away for free, and that's exactly what you want. 3 stack there. Lethal's got to hit those shots. Vague has left the party. I'm not sure what's happening there. Nonetheless, it's going to be down a player for this LG roster. Mago going to get dropped. We're back to square one. As Tech is going to be able to find his first of this round, the first for his team. And let's see if they can maximize on it. Obviously, Vague not being connected in should be a little bit of an issue. But this LG roster, they have been known to handle their own weight and then some. Let's see if they can do it, though. Lethal on the inside. Envy Kryzo. The hit comes through. Lethal and Legacy last alive. Legacy make it. As Tech able to find one, and here comes the floodgates. Just like that, Legacy going to be able to win one. It's Tech who gets shut down, but it is the teammate in Washi who comes through. to take the last kill. We've got a 2-1. Bomb doesn't even need to go down there. You don't even have Vague, which is arguably one of your better search and destroy players, and they were able to win that round. So LG, they're going to be in a hole for the next however long this game goes. And we said pinning a miracle or DQ. Well, we didn't account for somebody disconnecting, though.
It was looking good for SK out the gate. So I definitely want to give them credit for that. They'll very likely be able to swing through this search and destroy now with the player advantage that they naturally have. This is basically a first blood every single round coming through. Tech is going to equalize though, but that is a hard thing to constantly do every round, especially with one less angle to defend from when we switch. So Lethal going to come through with the kill onto Washi there. It's a big sniper talent taken down as well. And this is a big map for snipers as well. I mean, you can see it on the board. I mean, you've got a ton of long angles. You look at the map, you know, it makes it almost impossible to push up through A. And even mid, you can see Mago is looking to just lock things down here. But Tech going to rotate over. He's going to find that extra kill, keeping things at a 3 versus 3. Bomb is going to be in the hands of Envy, so they could look to make a play here. You can see they've started to push on up towards A. Those callouts are going to be there from Legacy for sure. But it's a matter of making the bullets to connect. Legacy going to get taken down. Tech, nice wallbang there.
Wow.
That's going to allow Envy to get up into position and saved his life at that. So that is big. Mago picked up a Fennec. He's looking to come through. Band, I think, heard him.
Oh, here we go. Oh my, Tech is just it's just so good, man. It's just such good gameplay. Envy going to be able to sniff out the wrap there from Mago. As Tech handles the first. Tech's on 8. We're tied. And who would have thought, man, this one is closer with only 4 players in the lobby? I don't know how this pans out for LG. Like, what do you got to do? Just, like, kick Vague out of the game every time you're down? And it just seems to, like, motivate this team to do more. Tech's picking the slack. He doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to play a game 3. Washi going to be able to find the first blood of this one. And that, again, did you mention it, has to be where LG has to start off with. And they are banking on these snipers to come through. Washi being the first time this time around. Tech habitually doing it for the past 2 rounds. And sparking up for good openings here. Oh, God, Washi just so good with it. Legacy going to get dropped. And now all of a sudden, shoes on the other foot. What is ARP going to do in retaliation? They've got 3 players left standing. And they could barely hold on with 5 players left in the lobby. Or 5 players in the lobby. It's 4. How are they doing this?
Being good. I think that's the most simple way I can say it is this team is, again, built out of champions. And, you know, they've got plenty of opportunity that they could still win this in 4v5 fashion. We'll obviously see as things continue to roll on what is going to be the outcome, but absolutely do not count these guys out because they will absolutely punish you in a heartbeat for doing so. Some big plays coming through. That's going to give the advantage once again back in favor of the side of SK, at least for the round. Things could change at any moment, but the 3-2 advantage as we get ready to go into the final round of the SK defense. And they may be able to capitalize a little bit more on the offense. We'll see as things roll, but obviously you're going to have one less defensive angle for the side of LG that be able to cover.
All right, let's see what they can do. Last round. So far, they've been able to find 2. Can they find 1 to even this up? Prize will hold in the middle of the map. Band right there on the hop up. He is looking for the action. There he is going to get the intel. Kryzo not going to get hit at all. And Band now can wait for... What? What was Kryzo doing there? Okay, he's just poked in. Washi was the one who actually went on demon mode. As he gets a little aggressive and lethal, he's trying to get the revenge to hit back, and certainly nobody able to do so. You got 2 players left on each bomb site, and we got an even 4v4. So LG have been just so precise on finding these opening bloods off the rip. Last round, they weren't able to capitalize on that man advantage. Well, I say man advantage. It was the first blood, but it was an even one indeed. Let's see if they can do it with this one now. As it looks like we are itching for another A hit. Only thing they got to do is take down Lethal and Legacy. There goes the nade. Legacy still holding on to fort there on the backside of this trash can. It is a diversion as the rotation back over towards the B side. Peggy and Margo, they haven't moved an inch. Oh, Margo gets shut down. As soon as he peeks 1 pixel, he's dropped. And Tech just absolutely filling his shots right now.
All right, well, Legacy come through with a big kill on Band. Starts to make this look a little bit more doable now as we're in a 2v3, but that bomb plant is devastating, especially with the player advantage. And, well, Washi going to go ahead and capitalize on Legacy peeking, and they've got the information on Lethal as well. And with only 25 seconds to go, the 1v3 and the bomb defuse looking pretty unlikely, but we are going to find one snipe onto Washi. Well, it gets shut down immediately after that as Envy comes through with those crispy shots, and we're all tied up 3-3.
All right, tied at 3. Even down a man. LG just seems to know what they need to do to get the job done here. Tied and winning the game, though. That's a completely different story. Envy going to start off a little AFK in his own spot. I think he might be bricked up. Oh, no, he's not bricked up. That was Vague. Vague was the one who had the brick phone. Tectonic opening up with another first blood yet again. Absolutely clinical on these first initial openings. Mago trying to pick up the slack. And he gets his revenge as well as that bomb. That might be going down quickly. Envy and Washi. The last hopes as Lethal takes out another. Bomb carrier, though, does it prone as he gets dropped. Washi now the last hope. Legacy cleans him up. The nasty two-piece for the man himself. He said earlier, go Tectonic, go Legacy. Both players absolutely frying right now.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are absolute veterans in the scene. Tech up on 10, Legacy on 7. Former teammates. Not really a whole lot of shock there that these two are doing well. I'm actually just glad that the game is resulting as close as it has been. You know, looking at the 4v3, with a player down on the side of LG constantly, it has been a absolutely brilliant outcome for the sniper lineup here. 16 kills totaling between Tech and Washi. So they are definitely the deciding factor here. The 1-for-1 trade is going to be heavily in favor of the side of SK as they now lead in 4-3 fashion as far as player lives go. But Band, he's here to clean up 1. Finds 2. He had a little bit slow of a start, but this is a big round for him. And now it's Washi and Tech. 17 on board up against Lethal, sitting here on 4. I'm not sure Washi got any information, but Lethal was next to him. I think dead silence, making a big play there. And I believe the double back is due to Tectonic having bomb down confirmed at B.
100%. Veteran play, as you said it earlier. These guys, they have played this game since it's opened. That's right, 2019, 2020, and all the above. Intrepid route here from Lethal. Will he be able to find one before? He makes the interaction. Here it comes. Watching. Into quarter. Gets dropped. Only one more to go. It's Tectonic. Still a tall ass. The bomb still in a location where Tectonic feels reasonable to make the rotation through. It looks like Tech's going to have to play a little bit of time here. Lethal, again, has to make the rotation to pick up this bomb. And as soon as he does, Tech will pounce. Let's see what he does. There it goes. Lethal does not peek his corners. And this one's going to be a free kill for Tech. So clinical. Dead silence, absolutely a thing. The Deagle does not miss the shield breaker. No shields here, multiplayer. It's all gunny. And we are tied up yet again, 1-for-1. 4-4. As we flip sides 2 rounds ago, back and forth we've gone.
All right, well, things continue to roll here. 4-4, LG hanging on. I would be pretty massively impressed if they're able to pull off the 4v5 victory. The 1-for-2 trade, going to neutralize things, bring it down to a 3v3. Another one, it's going to leave Lethal and Pengy up against Envy and Band. And I got to say, this has got to be one of the closer opportunities that we've had for the side of SK in these tight situations, is having Tectonic down, who is absolutely been lasering them, but Band going to take down Pengy. That's going to leave Lethal last alive. And once again, LG have bombed down, and they have head glitch cover. Envy played that perfectly. And LG take themselves the lead here in this search and destroy.
There we go. Man, disadvantage, just back against the wall. Even in the attack, it didn't look like they were doing great with 5 in the lobby. The first 2 fake dips. And surely this team finally starts to arrive. I'm sure Tech is giving them what would we call that, a motivational speech? I've heard quite a few of those. Pengy looking to get active early on, but he is going to eat some bullets, and so is his teammates, Lethal and Cry. So long, see you next round. Mago trying to pick up slack here. Gets the shots to land yet again. Tech, the encounter that we've seen in rounds past, as this bomb, I mean, this is as free as you're going to get on a B site, and they're just, I don't know why, making the rotation back over towards the A side. Band trying to cut it in half. As the players now fanning across. Bomb still not in a position to get planted, and I don't know if Legacy knows it, but, homie, objective, play it. You got to get the job done. Obviously, you want to get as many players down, but the objective of the game is to play the objective before your players drop. Washi going to be able to take down Pengy as well. And what looked like a free plan on B now is going to be the least of their concerns. Band, Envy, and Washi fanned out in a perfect line across the map. Let's see if Legacy can find one before he gets dropped, because it's about to happen.
All right, well, Legacy, last live 1v3, looking like we're going to be going on to not only map, but match point in favor of the side of LG here. Envy, going to go ahead and shut him down. Gets himself kill number 10 on the board. Now there it is, match point. You know, I anticipated this being a good search and destroy, but I didn't anticipate it being under these circumstances. No. And then LG still coming through with potentially the win. I mean, anything can happen in these next couple of rounds, and SK could bring it back, but it is not looking good for them right now. You've got 31 kills between Tech, Envy, and Washi. Band, who had Band had 2 kills like 3 rounds ago. He's on 9.
Yo, I mean, they're just playing so damn aggressive. Band almost had a few kills up his sleeves there, as he literally made the rotation right in the grave and goes unnoticed. Unfortunately, could not seal the deal with that player. It gets taken down. Fortunately enough, it's down to 2. It's Envy and Washi, both sitting on 11 apiece. Pengy and Legacy. Here comes the hit. Washi, he's heading for the hills. Bomb's got to get collected at some point. Pengy gets shut down. Washi gets traded out. Now it's a 1v1. Envy, the last player on the opposite board. But that bomb still down, not giving us any hope here for any more rounds of search and destroys. We still got a minute left to go on the clock, and Legacy, he's looking to spend every single second of it as he does double back. I don't know if the teammate watched the kill cam, but if he did, Pengy, you would have seen that there were 2 there, not just Washi. That could give the intel to Legacy. Obviously, in a game like this, every detail matters. 30 seconds left to go, Day. Bomb is going to eventually get picked up, but will Envy collapse or just play the time that's needed?
All right, well, Legacy got some big opportunities for the team to clutch up here, but it's not going to be easy. Bomb in hand, 13 seconds to make a play, and it does look like he might be going for the A plant here, but I think
he didn't.
Envy didn't hear it.
No,
he didn't hear it.
Oh, now he knows. Hits on. Legacy clutch. Could be a goated one.
You know, it's funny. We were talking about the...
There it is. Oh, he does it!
Oh, goodness!
Let's go, Legacy. 6-5. We got another round in our pockets.
And our first player into double digits on the side of SK.
There we go. And we got
we talked about it a little bit earlier. I almost made the RUS call out there.
God.
I almost did it.
Gotta love update, Dave.
Like, nah, it's a switchblade. Yeah. So, we'll see, man. I mean, this has been one of our more exciting matches of the season so far. I'd go as far as to say. And man, I'll tell you, if Legacy got that kill on Tech there, this could have been an overtime round. But Tech able to make it out. Band gets number 10 on the board as well.
Oh no.
Before getting shut down. Bomb plant good for the side of SK, and it's looking like overtime. Heading our way here, Verdict. Tech and Washi are left. Washi on the run. Tech rotating in. But he's going to get fried.
Ooh, yeah. Right there. Pangy, free kill. Right into his lap. Hello, Papa's home. Last player left alive, Washi. Mago says, not today, homie. It's overtime. You already know the rules of the game, chat. You got to win by 2. You got to do it on both fronts. Right now, you're going to open up with LG on the attack. And both teams have gone 3 for 3 on both sides. So we don't have much intel to say after that. Just the player advantage could come into effect if LG do not succeed here. Certainly won't pin it on that. They're a great team, right? 10 double digits across the board for everybody. So everybody's holding their weight and carrying it too. Pangy right here in Grave. He's going to get a little too aggressive. Almost gets his dome blocked off. Tectonic going to get caught out there in blue. But he is going to be able to retreat back, and no harm, no foul there. Ban going to be able to open up the first blood, and LG just been riding that wave as 2 more follow suit. Lethal, Legacy, all too often. The last hopes here, and Legacy able to find 2? No way. Okay, he gets dropped out. Lethal, not a last hope, 1v2 style.
Man, this has been such a crazy good matchup, but it might come to an end for this round here shortly, with Lethal being the last alive. Obviously, we've made it 6-6, so there is going to be overtime available. We'll be looking for that overtime action to continue to be as hype as the rest of the matchup has been. Lethal, you've got 6 on board. You certainly could add 2 more to the repertoire here. It's not going to be an easy one to do. And, well, Band, I mean, Band came out of nowhere. Band had, like, nothing on the board, 7 rounds into this game. Come through and is top frag now, 14 deep. Definitely been a solid past couple of rounds for him, making use of that close range. Honestly, the Fennec is just, it's like a pocket annihilator almost, if you're in the close range. I mean, got fried there, but by another Fennec, so kind of makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And Pinky, I mean, he gets the intel. Like, Ban has literally just been doing what he wants the entire game since we got the flip. And right there, Pinky finally going to come through with a little bit of support there in the middle of the map. Nonetheless, 2 players drop in exchange for that is Cryzo and Legacy do exit the stage. If there's another round, we'll see you next time. Opening attacking round successful there for the boys over at LG. They're 3 deep. Triangulated right around that B site. The bomb in Mago's hand on a little bit of an island. Plenty of intel being gathered up here from Pangy and Lethal. See if they can get the breach out into that A site. Pinky's just going to cut it right in half. Tectonic just absolutely waste them. And I don't know, maybe they'll just go off what's the kill cams to say. No, it ain't happening. Washi going to be able to shut down another Mago. It's your time to clutch, homie. You got it in you. Can we get a McMago mill to go here on this one? Or will this one end rather quickly?
Meal.
I mean, hey, homie, someone had to.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Verdict, this one is certainly looking over at this point, shy of a miracle coming out of Mago. Mago's 7 kills on board, and, well, you're going up against an almost combined total of 40. If they get the kill, it will be a combined total of 40. And, well, his position revealed, pushes on up. There, Envy is with the kill. My goodness, LG did probably not need to do him that dirty, but I'm not going to complain about it either.
I'm not either. 8-6. 2-0, we had questions, we had doubts. LG, they perform. 6 kings, not enough to take this one to a game 3, even with Vague disconnecting. Never like to see that one. Hate to see it in this one here, in this one. We'll take a look at the post-action report. A little bit of carnage, a little bit of chaos, a lot of mayhem. 15 on board for Envy, 14 for Band. As you said, he came out of nowhere, bro. And he was doing them dirty. 13 for Washi, 12 for Tech. The bottom side of the map, you've got Legacy with 12. 10 for Pangy, who I'm so glad to see him back in the competitive scene. But, homie, where were you when we were performing for Stage 4? I think you could have been an impact player, my guy. We miss you.
Yeah,
glad you're back.
Absolutely. All right, well, LG find a way to make the 4v5 happen. And by find a way, I mean 15 kills for NB, 14 for Band, 13 for Washi, 12 for Tectonic. You had 2 players on the opposition reach double digits. That was going to be Pengi on 10, and of course Legacy coming through with 12. And I don't even remember how many Vague had before he disconnected, but it didn't matter clearly. So, in fact, they didn't have a round on board by the time Vague had left, right? It was 2-0?
No. Yeah.
It was 2-0 and he disconnected at the beginning
Vague
of the third round?
disconnected, and then it was 3 in a row.
Yeah, so Vague literally did nothing.
Nothing. Not a dang bit of nothing. Well, I mean, this is in the words of Marshy, this is a team, esport, right? So whatever you got to do to help the team win. And what Vague did was disconnect, and obviously the team won. So thank you, Vague, for contributing to the team, disconnecting, making sure that LG team was successful in winning their endeavors. Obviously, they take a 2-0, 20 points off of that one, and they got to feel good knowing that their night it's done. That's good. You're no longer having to play Mobile Mayhem. You got the anxiety out of the way. You're back on global for the time being, and you handled business. So that's going to conclude our first series of the night. Got to give a huge shout out to Six Kings, though. They put their money where their mouth is in the first set of hills, and enough to take us to overtime in the Search or Destroy. Just not enough to get us to a game 3. It was very unfortunate to see. So we're going to take a short little moment to collect ourselves, get ready for our second series of the night. It is going to be Simplicity. And who are they playing against on our way back in? That is, ARP. That's right. We're going to take a short intermission, hear a word from Call of Duty Mobile Chat. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have that matchup and many more afterwards. Well, many more, I say. It's going to be the matchup of the night, that Tribe and Devious one. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back here shortly after this intermission.
out the gate.
Alright, everybody, welcome back for our second series of the night. It's Simplicity, it's ARP, it's about to go down. Simplicity, a playoff contending team for Stage 4, looking to get a little bit of work done here against a team that I think we can all agree kind of underperformed in their Stage 4 performance, but they got a little bit of an addition, a little bit of subtraction going on for that roster. Hopefully you'll give it some good work and possibly have something a little different. They have added a few players. Grabby is one of them. I'm not sure who that is, but they are going to be making their debut tonight, as that roster does consist of Yon, Grabby, Chagaboo, Kimwax, and Detry. Day, talk to me. This series, statistically speaking, it should be, a 2-0 is like we just saw in our first series of the night, right?
I don't know if I would go that far. I actually think while we do have a really, really solid team in the likes of Simplicity, I absolutely have to respect what ARP bring to the table. Not really sure on Grabby, as you mentioned, but Yawn definitely been a hella electric player in the past. You've got Shells finally coming into the mix as well. We've seen what Kimwax and Detry can do in the past. Hopefully Detry's on his A game today. I know it's kind of been hit or miss for him in the past, but I definitely would say Simplicity have the advantage here. I don't want to insinuate that ARP is going to be a absolute pushover team at either. This is a team that does have a whole lot of talent in their own right, and I am fully expecting big things out of them in this matchup. Now, do I think they come through and beat Simplicity? No, probably not, but I do think they put up a fight.
All right, interesting. I like it. Hot take. I think ARP does get beat 2-0. I think it's still closer matches. I think the Search and Destroy is where we'll see a little bit of a struggle for Simplicity. This hardpoint should be just clockwork for them. I think they have mastered, or at some point they mastered the element of some of these maps where it didn't matter if they were down by a ton or if they were up by a ton. They just seem to look just better in hardpoint than a majority of the teams that we see on a regular Mobile Mayhem night. Not your Tribes, not your LGs. They compete with them, but they just look like they know what they're doing, especially against teams like ARP and so on and so forth. We'll take a look at the map rotation. Where are we heading? It's Apocalypse, baby, for that hard point. Slum, Search and Destroy. Double dose of that one so far, but a little bit of a switch up there in the controls. Crossroads Strikes will be where this will plays out. Simplicity's roster consists of Kings, Blur, Jesus, Cartels, and Pepe. Start 5 look pretty solid.
I definitely got to agree with you there, and I don't think there's any doubt that this team will be a strong team and a difficult team for anybody to beat nonetheless. So Simplicity definitely going to have the advantage here, and they got to continue to prove that they're one of the top competing teams, one of the best when it comes to North America, right? So we'll see, obviously, as things continue to roll on, but I certainly don't want to disrespect what ARP bring to the table. So I think 2-0 is probably a fairly reasonable call out. I think that is a very likely outcome. But as you mentioned, Simplicity has struggled a little bit in the Search and Destroy historically. So we'll see what version of Simplicity is going to come to the table here, as well as what version of ARP we're going to get. Because truly, I think ARP at their best probably does have some potential to compete with this team.
I think they do. I think we didn't see a lot of them on. It's kind of crazy because 2 years ago you couldn't watch a Stage 4 or Stage 5 broadcast without watching ARP. And then I don't think I watched too many ARP matches on the main stage for Stage 4. Obviously, they talked about how close to hardpoint games were, so maybe I'm overstepping my boundaries when I say that this one should be a crisp 2-0 with Simplicity. Certainly, one of the teams that have found their struggles with new additions and subtractions. What I will say is, with Raph not playing tonight, this team, I have a little bit of a concern for in that Slayer department. My guy did everything the last time I seen him on this map, and Pepe's going to have to fill those shoes. He's got big shoes to fill indeed. But we're going to go ahead and hop into the action. It is game number 1 of our second series of the night. ARP Simplicity. We're going to square it off here in Apocalypse. End of the world? No, just the beginning of this series. It's certainly about to go down date. Top side of the map is where you'll see the advantage, or actually, look, you know, with the mini-map facing this way, it's going to be the bottom side of it. Team in blue going to have the better side of the spawns for the time being. You're going to have to master the craft of maintaining that as well as getting some time off P1, Dave.
Yeah, well, we'll certainly see as things continue to roll on. There's potential for this one to go either way. But obviously, the favorites by a pretty far margin is going to be the side of Simplicity. So we'll see as things roll on what's going to happen. But looks like Jesus going to come through with a big kill there. Blur looking for some action as well. Going to take down Yawn. And so far, the P1, as expected, a little bit of a toss-up.
Bit of a toss-up, but it's all about these spawns. ARP have done so far so good, holding down that backside force there. As Kimwack's going to be able to get the trade on out, so all is good here in this war that has started so far. Grabby get onto the objective. Grabby going to be sent back to the respawn. The battle for new is starting to ensue. 3 players there. They're all going to get the backside rotated there. Temple's locked down. All this time for free here for the team in yellow. That's going to be Simplicity racking it up for the time being, but they're going to have a hard fought battle to get this objective. Chelsea looking to cut down the middle of the map there as they're going to get some shots. They're doing great work here in maps. The rotation going to be kept to a minimum. Jesus going to be able to slip through the cracks after he wins 1. And he's going to be able to cut another 2, and then just like that, it spawns. Going to be flipped right on out. But 15 seconds into this objective, ARP still hold the keys to the site.
Yeah, Yawn coming through with some big kills there, and it might help ARP get this hold locked in a little bit longer. About 30 seconds left on the board for them to make a play work, and well, you can see Chels putting in some work too. Gets big 2-piece in the feed. Jesus, great smoke play to climb through the window. Gonna get behind, picks up 1. That's gonna be Galaxia on the hill. Does look like King's going to be good for 2. A lot of shutdown here, and maybe a little bit of extra trickle for the side of ARP. And you've got multiple members of the team already rotating over towards new as they maintain a 10-point lead right now, Verdict.
Great P1. Put yourself in a little bit of a comfortable position if you're Simplicity. You got the backside spawns for a brief moment. Just because you had them doesn't mean you keep them. And their struggles there getting the break in P2 will linger over. Now as the rotation over towards this new site. Oh my, ARP, hello. You're there. You got top side still control, but you're not on the objective for the time being. Looking to cover some odds and ends, and 3 in the feed just like that. Chelsea absolutely cooking them. There goes the Preddy. It's going to be able to find 1 there on the rotation, and more importantly, it's going to feed Detry 2 kills as well. And ARP are absolutely running the way with this one. This Apocalypse has not been a great start here for the boys over at Simplicity. Without Raph having a little bit of a struggle trying to find those injury kills, trying to find that crazy playmaker. It's really Pepe. Only 2 kills on board right now, not doing his team any kind of good work. Meanwhile, Detra, he's frying with 11 as well. Some hill time. 10 seconds left to go on this one. Gets shut down by Blur. The rotation's already being won there by New. It is Chelsea and crew. They've got 3 deep here on the objective. They're looking to saddle themselves up for a big investment.
Well, they're certainly looking to, and they maintain themselves a little bit of a lead right now, Verdict, but it's something that's so close. A single good hill hold out of the side of Simplicity could absolutely bring things back into their favor. Chels narrowly going to escape there. Jesus looking to push on out. Walks right into the claw, gets absolutely fried, but doesn't seem to matter. His team come through from behind with a full squad wipe, and just like that, Simplicity going to be in on the hill, looking to bring this one back. Jesus going to go ahead and pop that Purifier as well. Good for 1. Oh, Detry barely lives there. He will finally be shut down by Pepe, but not a lot of value on the Purifier for Simplicity there, so big opportunity to shut down some of this time, but doesn't seem to be going well for the side of ARP. They're continuing to just get out-fragged and out-rotated, Verdict.
Yeah.
And just like that, Simplicity take themselves the lead.
They do. Good breaks, good operator usage. Everything has been dumped out except the kitchen sink. King still in the pocket, has a claw on the flip side of things. You got 3 operators still lurking there in Kim, Wax, Detry, and Yawn. We'll see if they pop those accordingly. Map now is going to be controlled. The blessed side of the spawns is what we'll call it here. The top side temple, you know, where you go to pray. Right now, you're praying for a hold for simplicity. The last P2 around wasn't the best, but they're giving up a lot of time for free here on the P3 or P1 reset. Jesus. Trying to insert himself in the equation. Does find one, but is going to get shut down. Make that two before he went. Pepe trying to get back involved as well. Gunny hasn't been too hot. Teammates are going to be to help him, and just like that, breaking is going to be back and forth. It is still a slight contest. And ARP still hold the keys to this one. We'll see how much longer they can with the P2 spawns still being locked down by simplicity. ARP, though, they're gathering up as many points as they can.
And they are certainly looking to make miracles work here as they re-grab the lead once again in a matchup that is very, very stacked against them. Blur finding some good kills there. Jesus gonna get taken down through the smoke. Big kill for Chels there. He's actually one of the players leading the lobby in kills. I believe it is Jesus' top frag right now on 18, but Pepe certainly struggling behind, sitting down on 8 with the newcomer Grabby. I don't know, man. I definitely am expecting more out of Pepe, but then again, he's in the past been more of a search and destroy player, so we'll see if that's going to be a factor for them in the next map. But right now, this is a big, big hill open for the side of Simplicity here. You can see Jesus already has popped the Purifier. Seemingly pops it way too early. Not going to get a ton of... Oh, goodness. Ends up getting the one, but I mean... Yikes.
Yikes. Yikes is right. Kings, though, here to save the day, claws out. Those three operators...
Yikes.
Those three operators from Yon, Detri, and Kimwax have been the only operators that have been in the pockets, and they have been there since P4 and the P1 reset, and we're already rolling into P3. They've got to find an opportunity to get there. 150 to 122 as the break finally does come through, but it's trickle time. Not going to be able to get back in contention here. It's all about new. Bottom side still, it's Chelsea. Looking to find something, shake something up, switchblade in hand, find their 19. Blur going to find a two-piece, though, and that's the Annihilator. Looking to put these boys down. ARP trying to get back up. And surely enough, they're going to have to do so on the backs of a solid break with the gunnies because they have just not popped the ops. Like, what are they waiting for? They've got to get into a position to do so. Chelsea's finally going to be able to get there. Grabby finds the opportunity to pop theirs as soon as it's available. Chelsea going to be able to get onto the objective. Jesus saves. Shut it down. It's a vicious, vicious cycle. As Kimwax does come back through, and the spawns, though, being flipped. 20 seconds left to go. I mean, ARP just have not looked good in the second set of hills at all.
Well, ARP, you know, again, I think they're doing a great job in keeping up in this matchup, but they've got a lot more to push and prove. Grabby, who is a fair bit behind, has caught himself up, as well as Pepe starting to get the ball rolling as well, and those could be some big factors. One thing I will say is that our top frags for the side of ARP are falling behind a little bit, and as a result, you see Simplicity coming through with that lead. You've got Blur on 24, you've got Jesus on 26, and 4 players across the board for the side of Simplicity are into the 20s. Meanwhile, we're sitting on just Yawn at 21 and Chels at 20. Little bit behind there. As a result, you see a lot of the control losing its position. Jesus going to be down, but might be looking to pop the Purifier on his way back in. Annihilator pop for Yawn here. Finds 2. That's a good start, but is going to get shut down with Jesus on the flank. Jesus good for another, and finds 3. Dude,
Yo.
Listen, Jesus has been Grabby's kryptonite, dude.
Oh,
Every
man.
time these two run into each other, Grabby always
yeah.
has the jump on Jesus and loses the gunfight. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. Jesus, just making it look easy. Adam, you're a bugger, man. Let me tell you, just an absolute disgusting player in your own right. Certainly sitting on 31, and this one a terror for the ARP roster. Rotation through. Look at the backside. It's locked down. Temple is there. Kings looking for the reinforcement as well through the window. He's going to get shut down and sent back to the respawns on the bottom side of the map. It is free objective for the time being, but with this leader advantage, you can see Simplicity not going to struggle to put any points on the board here in P1. They're going to maintain their advantage on that P2 rotation. We'll see what Kings can do about clearing this objective as he does pop the claw there. Gonna be able to find 2 in the feed, but Chelsea 2 in return. And again, we're trading blows back and forth. The lead still heavily in favor of the boys over at Simplicity. ARP trying to dig themselves out. They've got to do that and more by getting these spawns for P2, which they have yet to do so far.
All right, well, certainly going to be... Oh.
No.
All right, well, we're going to have to see as things continue to roll on right now. We've crossed, obviously, into the 200-point mark for the side of Simplicity, which is huge for them. I'd go as far as to say expected, but ARP not very far behind at all. Looking to be in a great position right now. 30 points now to go for the side of Simplicity. They don't seem to be giving up any ground on this hill either, so this is looking like potentially a big win for Simplicity right now.
Whoa, hold the phone. They got the backsides blur. Running and gunning. He's trying to clear them all out. The ARP flip does come through, but look, 10 seconds left to go. They got to roll. They've done the impossible of getting the flip, but they cannot win the gun. He's on the objective. And just like that, Kim Wax, last-ditch effort, the old college attempt is going to be able to find one. Chagaboo right there to get the trades on out, and the dream is still alive, but 1 second left to go. Not a lot of hope here. Blur going to be able to put their shots in on one. And back and forth we go, ARP. They've kept the dream alive for this time being, but Cartel's finally going to be able to shut it down. A very, very dramatic flip towards the end. Didn't amount to much. A 250. It's a 190 victory going in the pockets of AR or Simplicity. I'm sorry. My emulator is looking weird, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking good for ARP for a while there, but I mean, it quickly fell apart, and you did have Simplicity obviously come through with the end of game victory there, 250 to 190. Your emulator may be looking a little bit weird, but hopefully everyone's still getting to see exactly how this game turned out, because it is certainly a convincing one at the end there for Simplicity, as they really buckled up and got themselves that advantage and managed to hold it. And that final hill hold was absolutely crucial for them. They played that hold about as perfect as you could.
Yep. Big opening hard point. Simplicity, they take the bag on the backs of that big P2 early rotation. Obviously, they didn't have to do much. They were already in the driver's seat, right? You got that kind of control. You got that kind of lead. You got that kind of cushion. You don't need to really play too aggressively on P1. You know, kind of force your opponent's hand to, hey, you have to play catch-up. You have to be all over this objective. And then on top of that, you've got to get spawned. So it's like you're dangling shiny keys in front of them. Like, hey, here's the keys to victory. All you got to do is snatch them out of my hand, and they're in a 10-foot hole, right? So there's not much they could do outside of slaying the hearts out and then banking on that late break. Obviously, it came too late, and, well, we saw how that went in. So we're getting ready for a little bit of familiar territory day. Game number 2 coming up. Simplicity. They've had the struggles in Search and Destroy in games recent, but I feel like they've, held their own at times. They've shown signs of discipline, and you mentioned it earlier. Pepe is a Search and Destroy warrior. Maybe he is what this roster needs to be a little bit more of a competitive edged Search and Destroy team, right?
I definitely think that's a very reasonable statement. Obviously, both of these teams are very, very solid. We certainly expect a little bit more of a peak from the side of Simplicity here. But again, ARP, this is a strong Search and Destroy team. So we'll see as things continue to roll on. But I don't have a lot of high hopes for ARP coming through with a victory here. And, Verdict, it's rough. I mean, ARP, as you mentioned earlier, this is always a team that we looked at as being one of the top competitors, right? One of the peak of competition. And this current roster, at least, maybe it's just their play styles, the way they mesh, but it has not been looking good for them so far this season.
Well, we're about to find out what is this ARP roster made of. Is it resiliency? Is it bounce back? Is it a little bit of moxie? A little bit of, you know, pep in their step here in this game 2. I think this is the opportunity that they, you know, have the most to, you know, to come through and maybe turn some heads. The Simplicity roster, as we mentioned before, not necessarily been the best in the Search and Destroy. We'll see if that matters here the most as we're getting geared up for game number 2. Just ready for all of our players ready up. Post-act report looked pretty solid on both ends. I think it was a very, very back-and-forth game, but that second set of hills kind of lingered on a little bit too strongly. And Simplicity just forgot all about that for a second, kind of like we saw in our first series of the night. They just kind of took off and ran away with it. And on a map like Apocalypse, it's bound to happen, right? It's really hard to, you know, dig yourself out of a hole while also trying to dig yourself out of another hole, while also trying to get kills in the meantime, as well as coordinating your operators and all that. What I will say is they did, like, hold on to 3 of their operators. I think only 2 were used in the first set of hills, and those 3 that they banked on didn't get used until that 3rd hill. And obviously they didn't have the right timing, or maybe you need to work on that a little bit better moving forward. But something that we will make note of. We'll go ahead and hop into this one now. Slums could be our last game of this series. We'll see who stands out and who steps up and who gets shut down in the first 6 rounds of the attack. It's going to be ARP. Let's see what they can do with it.
We already saw one hell of a 4v5 earlier, and we'll have to see if this game is going to stack up to that level of competition. Maybe another overtime one heading your way. Well, Yawn going to be a big factor here for ARP in the Search and Destroy, and it does look like he is opting for that UL. I, would go as far as to say as expected, but also can perform with the snipes as well. We'll see what happens, but King's going to come through, takes down 1 before getting shut down by Shells, and just like that, ARP off to a hot start. Yawn going to find another, taking down Cartels. I believe former teammate, if I'm remembering correctly, so ARP got a big advantage right now.
Oh, Detry, you nasty. But Blur, he's a little nastier. The Deagle hits do hit. The shots from that secondary pull does not. You said it, hot start there for ARP. Just what they needed, just what the doctor needed to prescribe to this roster for them to pick up the slack there, because that hard point was very well fought, just not enough to get the victory. And this one, certainly, again, it's in their grasp. They just got to find a way to shut down this Simplicity roster. So far, first round in, looks solid. Second round in, Cartel's here to contest. Gonna get some shots in. He's trying to play that role with a QQ9 that we've seen all too popular with Raph. He's gonna be able to find 2 before he gets dropped. The trades are in, and they are not looking good for ARP. Make it 4 now as Kimwax does get absolutely obliterated as well. Yawn, the last hope. Well, he's retreated all the way back into his spawn. God dang, Pepe! I just, no holding back. And just like that, we're tied up yet again.
All right, well, tied up 1-1 is definitely big here, especially after such a strong first round for the side of ARP. For Simplicity to answer back is pretty big. Bomb forgotten to spawn, but it looks like Yawn's going to run it back and get it. And, the aggressive push down a player, probably a disaster for the side of ARP. And sure enough, they get shredded. That is, that is a definitive team communication error that just blatantly cost ARP this round. Not saying they would have won it, in another circumstance, but they'd have had a chance in another circumstance.
Well, another circumstance would have to be on a completely different universe, because in this timeline, buddy, they made mistakes. They were made. And the side of Simplicity, they don't hold back. They shut them down. 2 rounds in a row, looking pretty dominant here on the defense after a great bounce back. Opening round, not so much, though. Cartel's going to be first blood. Chelsea going to be able to peek through. Does take a little too many steps up front. The trades come through. Pepe going to get dropped as well. You hold the phone. We got a 4v2. Bomb's about to go down. Kimwax hold the back line. Only Kings and Blurs. Kings does find one with the... What was that? The RPD? Ain't no way, buddy. He does get shut down, and Blur now with the Neptune of the Locust in his hand. He's going to have to play a tune to find a 1v3 clutch here, Day. Not looking too good for the odds. And, well, with that wallbang, Detry's going to get alerted. Oh, my, but it was bait. And surely Blur going to be able to reel him in with a beautiful little crispy shot.
All right, well, Blur last alive runs right into Yawn playing the statue Hetty. And that's going to tie us up 2-2. So we get ready for round number 5. 2 more rounds of the ARP offense before we switch sides. Yawn doing his work for the team, 5 kills deep. Top frag of the lobby as well. Next closest is going to be Cartels sitting on 4 as well as Blur on 4. A couple big trades come through, looking like a 2 for 2 overall. Not a whole lot going on, but Yawn able to get a recovery on the bomb. I'm kind of shocked that we didn't push up for the plant there. He does have a trophy. Going to go ahead and get that popped down. Hop over to Blur real quick. He is sniping here in the back. He's got the information for the team. He destroys the trophy system. Yikes. And, well, Yawn, there you go. Lights out, buddy.
That's just such a good play from Blur, the patience. Uncanny. Shagaboo. Looking to make some shape. Able to catch one on the transition. That's Blur getting dropped. Intel capitalized on to the fullest, but in the middle of the map, you got one in Grave. He's looking to put you there too. Kings gonna be able to shut down Shells, and now it's all on Grabby. 15 seconds left to go. They're gonna go and hop the defuse. Jesus. I mean, hell, from that position, buddy, nobody could hear. And surely they'll be hearing it in Discord after that one. That one was, I mean, maybe not a round that you win, but you've got to protect bomb at all costs, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So it's certainly not a great position to be in for the side of ARP. You'd like to see them have an advantage if they wanted to realistically stand a chance, but maybe they can still make it work on that side of the map. Chell's going to find one, but immediately get the refrags out. Chell's good for 2 before getting taken down. But Grabby, the newcomer, going to find an extra one there, and that could be the difference maker. Kimwax take... Blur.
Got beat, bro.
Oh my goodness. Were you watching from his perspective?
Oh yeah, man, he tried to pull the scope out and then just, I mean, he went for the flip. It ain't happening. Well, we gotta flip in this one. Boxing gloves not out and ready and present for the action. Surely enough, Yawn gonna be able to 1-2 punch him. And at least it's at a dead even tie. So we'll flip Skrits. Attacking side coming through. Detra going to be able to open up with a first, make it 2. And the right tech in his hand. Naughty, naughty boy. Nautilus making his debut here on the flip side of things. And this is a spot that is just oh so powerful. Especially with a gun that does what this gun does. The right tech. Uncanny. Jesus save. Cartels. Last hopes here as the trades come through. It's 1 for 3. And if you're Jesus, you're looking for anybody that pokes their head. Cartels. I don't know if you get this plant down or not. If you do, good riddance, good luck. We'll see if they can handle 4 players pushing all at once.
Well, we'll certainly see. This could be a great opportunity for ARP, but the blue
God.
feed comes
There
through,
ain't no
and now
way,
it's
bro.
just
What?
Oh my God, Cartels!
What?
Oh man, absolutely disrespectful
Yikes.
3-piece coming through. And well, there ain't much to say about that one other than GG's simplicity.
There's a lot to say about that one. But out of the respect to the viewers at home as well as ARP, we will not speak any further on that one. What the hell was that? I've seen breakdowns, I've seen blowouts, and then I just witnessed that 2v4 clutch. It wasn't even hard. Make it a little bit more difficult. Take down Cartels, take down Jesus. You've done one of those two. Jesus is going to get shut down. This QQ9 in Cartel's hand. It's working miracles. There goes the boxing gloves. It's out for a 1-2 punch combo of itself. Kimwax last hope. Able to hold his ground there with the shots. Cartel's getting dropped. Bomb collected and planted over at the B site. And with 4 kills to his name, Kimwax, the last hope here for ARP. After watching a 4 taking on 2 breakdown, I've got very, very low hopes here for this 1v2 clutch, but we'll see how it pans out. Kings going to continue to book it on the backside. Kimwax going to be on the trail for that player. And as long as Kings is alive and lurking back here, there is no comfort in trying to go for this defuse. And surely enough, Kings going to be able to make it all the way back in the middle of the map. Kimwax is completely lost. And no time to collect. Kings there to get the final kill, but that round was over with already. Kimwax not able to clutch it up in 2 rounds in a row. The attack just seems to be the better side here for Simplicity.
Destroy the objective. Bomb acquired.
Right, well, Simplicity, not always the strongest search and destroy team, but they seem to be in a pretty decent spot, at least for right now. Blur may be looking for a little bit cheeky of a grenade spot, but his team's already pushed so far up, that grenade was never going to hit anything. But Kimwax getting pushed. What is going on back here? What did I just... What the... Kimwax, you might deserve to have died there. That was rough. Looks like, fortunately, we're in a good spot for the side of ARP being up on the bomb here, but Grabby having pushed in and died to Blur is not very fortunate. And with a well-placed bomb... Whoa, yo! Oh, my God!
I'm sorry, but what in the hell was that, Jan? Ain't no way you baked that potato and you couldn't even throw it through the damn door frame. Come on, bro. You're better than that. I know you are. You know you are. Chet does not know you are after that one. Trophy's going to get tossed out. ARP going to forget that one ever happened twice in a row. We've seen them make it 3 times in a row. Just kind of shoot themselves in the foot, give away rounds, and just allow the Simplicity roster to take what's theirs. And that might be a Game 2 victory here in a 2-0 fashion. Cartel's bringing the Doof out. Chagabu going to take down one. Adams going to be sent to the grave. We may not even need another round for this one. Detry, 1 shot. Bomb's going to get planted. Pepe delivering the blows there on the last player. And it's all on Grabby. And, buddy, you got to take the gunny. You can't run from that one. 7-3. Nightmare of a performance in the second half there for ARP. A lot to work on in Simplicity. I mean, they look great, but she didn't get any of those rounds in the second half. I don't know what that defense was, bro, but it was not how you play defense on slums, bro. It's just not how you do it.
Oh, man. Someone go back and clip that. I hope that's on the highlight reel from between games. Oh, goodness, that was hard to watch. But you're right. The second half, absolute nightmare performance out of the side of ARP, and that is not to say that they were scary. They were getting absolutely haunted. They had a really solid first half, though, so definitely want to give them credit for that, but there was certainly times in that game where the communication, you could tell, was just not there for the side of ARP. Multiple times the bomb got left in spawn, and then the team was pushed up, down a player, and that just comes to a team comfortability and a team experience standpoint, right? So ARP got a lot to work on. Simplicity looks pretty all right. It's hard to really criticize them too much there. They had some really phenomenal bomb placements on their plants, so you got to give them credit on that. Their defense was pretty solid as far as their map positioning, their awareness, and they executed their offense perfectly. So definitely great games to Simplicity as they take things in 2-0 fashion here. I was definitely hoping for a little bit more out of that search, though. I'm going to be honest with you here. After that first half, I was like, ARP are going to make this good, and then it all fell apart.
Yep. I mean, it was the first round. It started off in a 4v2 that you butchered. And I can't even, I can't even talk anything about Jan's, nading himself, bro. I am a victim of my own nades, and I can't even throw a damn stun to save my life, bro. If I'm throwing a stun through a door frame, it ain't making it out. It's bouncing off whatever the hell just happens to magically come across my screen, and then just hit me right in the face, and then I'm blinded. So it's like I'm giving the opponents the advantage to take me out. I'm just not going to run stuns anymore. I'm not going to run nades anymore. I don't know what to do with my life, man. It's just, God, after seeing that one, bro, I know Jan's like, fudge. If I could have that one back, I'd probably do it over, and it would happen the exact same way. I don't know, bro. That was tough to watch. Nonetheless,
it would compensate too hard and hit the other side of the door frame. Same result.
Exactly. Man, that's a tough way to go. Man, that's a bad way to end that one. Started off very close in both the hardpoint and the search and destroy. But again, second half just shows what kind of team you're made of. We get into the thickest of the action, and certainly ARP just couldn't perform. So Simplicity get the 2-0 victory. They get 20 points on the backs of that matchup against ARP. That's going to book us to our main event chat. That's right, we got Tribe. We've got Devious. Stage 4 qualifying playoff contending teams. The number 2 team versus the number 4 team in North America, respectively. Gonna find out what they're both made of. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna hear a word from Call of Duty Mobile. Take a little moment, see if maybe that baked potato made the highlight reel or not. I don't know if it did. I don't even remember smashing the button or not. I think I was just in complete disbelief. But we'll return after that. So don't go anywhere. Tribe, Devious up next. Looking to cut down the middle of the map there as they're going to get some shots. They're ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get down to the meat and potatoes. That's right, it's the main event, it's the main show. It's the highlight series, the marquee matchup of the night. It's Tribe, it's Devious. Stage 4 playoff contending teams, number 2 and number 4 respectively. And I gotta say, this one, I don't think I'd ever thought I'd see the day that we'd say this day. I think we had a conversation about this, like, hey, Tribe and Devious are going to be the highlight series of the night because they're both going to the LAN event in Seattle. Devious, you're talking about hashtag Stay Devious, those guys? That's right, it's them. They've got a new
I'm surprised every day that that's still a thing.
I know, right? God. Good for them.
Good for them. That's one way to look at it. Oh, goodness. All right, well. This is certainly a matchup that I think if you would have said at the beginning of the year would be one of the key nights of Mobile Mayhem, I'd have laughed at you.
Yeah,
and that is just honesty.
It's facts. I mean, this is the truth. This is the truth that we live in. And you know what? You know who would not respect the fact that we're talking this way about Devious? Rihan. He's their spokesperson. He's the man who's always in chat, coming through saying, hey, you're not speaking anything badly or negatively about Devious. We're here to play this year. And every year we kind of just like laughed it off and brushed it off our shoulders. Well, they did it this year. It's their game. They're running the tables. And it's a scary, scary world we live in, Day. This is what COD Mobile Competitive has become. Gotta say, those players are pretty dang cracked, though. I gotta give it to him. Rihan is on, man. He is a nightmare to deal with. He's a freak when it comes to the gunnies. And, you know, it's just a matter about getting them, you know, getting him on the objective and getting him focused enough to slay. I think he's got to be probably like the go-to player of this series. He's got to have one of those consistent performances that we saw when he was cooking Stage 4.
Especially when it comes to the search and destroy, right? I mean, this kid has gone from zero to hero when it comes to some of our sniping talent. Yeah. So, listen, I will give credit when credit is due. All right, absolutely, and Rihan has definitely been the star of this lineup. And that's not to say that the rest of the team hasn't been good, you know, because obviously they worked as a team to get together to you know, achieve what they've been able to achieve. So, got to give these guys some respect. But when it comes to facing off against Tribe, I just am not entirely convinced that this team has what it takes yet. I certainly have seen this team come back season after season, year after year, get better and better and better. But this is kind of like one of your times where you really got to prove it, you know?
You're right. You're absolutely right. You got to put your money where your mouth is, and the money is going to lead us to our best of 3. It's going to be Frosty for our first match of the night, or first game of the night, rather, of this series. It's Summit, Hardpoint, followed by Standoff, Search and Destroy. We've got a classic of rotation day. This one's baking out to be a true grinder of a series. If it does go the distance, we'll be heading over to the sunny Hollywood Hills, California, for that control raid. What are the chances that it gets to that point? What are the odds that Tribe drops the ball here, as they are clearly the favorite in this series? We won't make predictions just because of that. What's the chances we see that Game 3, Dave?
That's a tough question in this matchup. Like, before, you know, we kind of had that, if this team is their absolute worst and this other team is their absolute best, sure, maybe we see it happen. And we almost saw it happen in the first one, right? I mean, it was almost that situation where it was a 4v. It was an actual literal 4v5, as Vague provided absolutely nothing to LG, and we got a great search and destroy as a result. But if that's your factor, Vague has to be taken out of the game for you to almost not lose.
Yeah.
That's rough. In this matchup, I think genuine 5v5, there's real opportunity to get a Game 3. And it doesn't even take Tribe playing at their worst. It just takes Devious playing at their best, in my opinion.
All right. Well, I think I have to absolutely agree with you. Devious have to play their best game, and sadly, even their best game may not even be enough, Dave. I'm going to be honest with you.
Correct.
I think it has to be a combination of the two. I think Tribe have to have a few mistakes that have been made. They didn't look phenomenal by any means against that LG roster in this Stage 4 performance. They didn't look phenomenal when I say they look absolutely their peak in Stage 4. Okay? I didn't want to undercut my compliment there, but they look better than phenomenal. They look like they knew what they were doing in Hardpoint. They look like they stood a chance in Search or Destroy, except for Tunisia. That was a completely different story. Ball drop there. And their control game, it might be one of the best up there, if not the best. Obviously, LG hold the keys to the rankings in that #1 spot because they took the series. But this Tribe team, something special. We're going to go ahead and see how special they are now as we're going to go ahead and jump on into the action. It is game #1, chat, of our marquee match of the night, the highlight series. This is the peak of Mobile Mayhem for the evening. It's Devious. It's Tribe. Got a good clean fight here. Let's keep all shots above the waist. Let's see who's going to come out standing on this one.
All right. Well, this is our final series of the night, right?
Definitely.
Final series, heading your guys' way right now.
Psych!
Well, maybe not right now. Yeah. Psych.
It was too clean of an intro. I have to give myself credit.
No ping, no mames.
Why though? Why would they do that? Come on, guys. Let's get our act
Because it's NA.
That's right. You know what? At least we didn't get a forfeit or DQ. After this Stage 4 season,
or third place and first place matchup forfeit. That was really cool season.
Man, we've been through a day, haven't we?
Yeah. Yes, we have. It's been something, all right. It's certainly been something, all right.
Okay.
But either way, I'm excited to get into this one. We obviously talked earlier that this was probably our exciting matchup of the night, and
you literally said, "Wait, what? Really? Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is it. This is this is like peak entertainment for Mobile Mayhem, my guys."
I didn't know this matchup was tonight. I thought it was Tribe versus Dice, and Dice was the forfeit. So I was very confused, but okay. Oh well.
Well, we're gonna get our money's worth. Surely both of these teams are going to get their money's worth, as well as it is about to start up yet again. Tribe, Devious. Second attempt here. Let's see if it's going to be a clean one. We're already painting the picture here. Devious, they got to bring their A game and then some. Tribe, they've just got to handle business accordingly. Let's see if they can do it now as we see Tribe on the bottom side of the map. They're going to be fighting for that top control off the rip. Well, Devious, they're going to be trying to get on this objective off the bat. It is also going to be on the objective. No, it's Forsaken who's going to be able to shut him down. So a bloodbath already in and around the objective. Devious trying to flip the scripts on the spawns, too. Rapallo. Oh, my God. He is him. And a freak of a gunfight to win. Even when he is flashed, he is certainly still taking the gunnies.
All right, well, definitely going to be a difficult matchup in the hard point for Devious, but we'll see what they're able to bring to the table as things develop. Right now, Tribe, a little bit of a lead, but this is Summit P1. Most of our maps, P1 is pretty difficult to hold, but we'll see as things continue to roll on. I think a couple players we're really looking to perform here. It's got to be Solo as well as S-Thug would be my respective two that I want to watch out for. And Solo one that is bringing the R9 to the table? Is that what I'm seeing? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it looks like it
could be devastating on Summit map.
It is right now. It's devastating for both. Right now it's 30-21. His P2 rotation is going to be made. Solo with the R9, the Doof. It's the Hopper skin. It's the best looking one. It'll give you a buzz real quick. It'll shut you down too. Jazzer follow. 3 defeat for them. Saken read the response to a T, but in the corner it's Scott. He's going to be able to breach out and find a 2-piece, giving his team a little bit of a fighting shot here on the backsides of the rotation, but it is going to be Forsaken there to take him down. So spawn secured here for Tribe. 40 seconds left to go. Still plenty of time to get the break as well as the flip. Rihan loses a big gunfight in space. Continuing to heat up now as he's on the objective as well. And a UL at his hand. It's Damn Electric.
Well, Damn Electric is definitely one way to put it. And well, space, that's rough. That's rough. Ends up killing himself with the Sparrow pop, and that is going to be an operator down. things continue to grow for the side of Tribe right now. Raballo, big three-piece in the feed, and I gotta say, definitely glad to see Raballo coming through big this season. It's been long overdue.
All right, well, it's long overdue here for the rotation. Yeah. Solo, long overdue for some kills. There it is through the smoke. He's going to be able to find a two-piece. And if you're trying to hit this from the front, it ain't happening. We'll see how much creativeness comes through as well. As you got ops to deal with as well. Jez going around the corner and have one fall right into his lap, but another right there to get the trade. The backside spawns are secure, but here comes the Devious squad. They're going to be able to get the contest, but they're Solo, putting them right back in their place. And the thrones here are going to be held by Tribe. They're going to be able to get a lot of map control in Solo. My God, where are you going, buddy? He's looking for this early rotation. And, buddy, there ain't nobody home. Everyone's still trying to get the break here on this P3 rotation as well. SL, the last hope. Nope, Scott. He's going to get shut down. Map control at an all-time high here for Tribe. Devious. Man, Devious. They are not having much luck here on this break. Finally, they do get scraps.
All right, well, Tribe extending their lead pretty heavily right now. And looking to be in a great position. You can see multiples playing back for this P4 spawn. Does look like maybe Space is actually AFK and not just playing back for Anchor. And that would be a little bit unfortunate for the side of Tribe. Hopefully we don't have another 4v5 situation. Oh, it looks like he is back. Might get a kill onto 2Red here.
Oh, boy.
Sure enough, gonna find that kill. 2Red's code, right?
Yes. Yes, that's
all right.
He's a
that's
gunner.
What I thought.
Yep, Rehan, he's trying to pull this team back into it on the backs with S-Thug as well. Not much going here for the break attempt here on the P4 site. They are going to be able to get a little bit of time for those backside spawns. Not going to be their friends on the inside of the objective. We got a Super Soaker and Zolf finessing his life to the fullest, and that is going to be a good retake. As they're going to be back on the objective for the final last little bit of scrap time. There goes Space again. Sparrow Pop not going to have the endeavors that he had last time around. He does find two, but does get dropped. And, I mean, I'd hate to see that one be burned on that particular portion, but, hey, keep him down. Let him stay down the whole game. Rehan looking to reel it back in there with some real good shots. He is able to find one, but is going to get traded on out, and that's going to be Devious biting the bullet here early on. Razor back in the hands of Jez, making the rotation through. They're looking for the break. They're looking to shut him down. Zolf going to get traded out. Rehan trying to get back up to the objective, and he does. So, 40 seconds left to go. 125 to 80. Devious looking to get back into a day. Looking like a pretty solid start here for the P1 reset.
Well, looking to be, and Devious, they got a lot to prove in this matchup. They're obviously up against a very, very tough competitor in Tribe. Both of these teams have obviously qualified and are looking to be the best of the best when it comes to North America. Only about 25 points separating these two teams right now. You can see Space trying to get into some of these key positions to rock this UL. Great for some of these head switches and these longer angles and these corridors, and you can see him making use of that right now. But looking at the kills on the board, I mean, it's basically Rehan verse. You've got Forsaken having one of his better games of the season, up on 26 kills right now. Jez on 22. You've got Rehan on 21. But then Zolf down in single digits still, as every single player on the side of Tribe is in their 20s or one kill away. Definitely a little bit rough. Yeah. S-Thug, another player, I was really expecting big things here, but one thing I really want to make note of is the team composition and how important it is for building your team, right? S-Thug, 100% a submachine gun player, and he is being one of those players rocking the AR role in this matchup.
What?
So.
What are you even talking about? He has been one of the best ARs in the game since he joined this Devious team.
But look at his original.
He has been literally the best AR in the game since he joined Devious. I mean, notorious SMG player, but my God, like forcing and having to.
I want to see the return of SMG S-Thug. That's where I felt like was some of the true game changers out of him, you know?
I mean, if Red doesn't pick up his action, they're probably going to have to assault somebody. I don't know. They got to make a change. Because right now, S-Thug, I think, he does wonders with ARs in his hands. I don't care what he's using. I'm worried about the rest of the players. That's the focus right now. Tribe just having a field day with this roster as of yet. And Saken, I mean, he's been frying them, baby. Up close and personal there with the AR. Finally, Break does come through, but there it goes, the Sparrow in combination of Solos, Demonic, Hopper, R90. They're locking it down. 25 seconds left to scrap for. Red gonna get shut down. The contest is in, and it's out just as quickly. Zolf trying to find a way back into the objective himself. Rihan looking to do things himself. It ain't happening. They cross the threshold. They die. Rihan gets a godsend. Might be, you know, less of that and more so less. Hey, let me find some kills before I get killed and sent over to the opposite side of the map. Forsaken finally going to be able to put him down. Hill's rotation have been made. It is going to be Devious here with the early advantage, but only 17 points here for Tribe.
All right, well, Tribe looking to come through with the convincing victory here, and this is kind of how we expected the hard point to be a little bit. Devious, however, I'm expecting big answers when it comes to the search and destroy, because we are just largely getting out-fragged here, and that is a rather unfortunate position to be in. Raballo coming through, that War Machine putting in some work, finds kill number 3, Space finding some more action as well. But Zolf still inside with the Purifier, finding extra kills. There's his third on that Puri. It's finally going to burn out, and, well, there is the shutdown. There's enough time on the clock for Tribe to finish this off.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if they're able to lock these last 10 down.
Just as that Purifier burns out is Devious, who have actually burned out of this one. They're done. They're going to tap out. Last contest, the good old try, not going to make it through the threshold. It is going to be the 250 to 142 victory. Tribe having their cake and eating it too. A very, very dominant performance from beginning to end. Devious not being able to step up to the occasion. Even with all of the factors in, and you're talking about Rihan being inconsistent, he fried this one. And I've got to say, it was not even nearly close. They did put up 142 on board, but in a map like Summit, you would have loved to see a little bit of those adaptations made earlier on. P3s were not it for Devious.
All right, well, rough start of the day for Devious, but they still got some opportunities in the Search and Destroy. Like I said early on, it was basically Rihan versus Tribe in that matchup, and, well, the scoreboard shows Rihan the only player to really keep up in kills at that point, only being 3 behind Raballo and Forsaken, as well as having the team's top objective time as well at 1 minute and 6 seconds while going +7. So very, very solid performance out of Rihan. The rest of the team, honestly, just lost way too many of those gunfights, got caught out, and, Tribe, they really capitalized on a lot of their positionings where the reason they were able to win so many of their gunfights, and this isn't to say they weren't winning 1v1s, but many, many times Devious was just getting absolutely punished in 1v2 gunfight situations. And you can see that with Raballo being up here at 11 assists, as well as having 38 kills on the board. So there was some solid teamwork coming through for the side of Tribe as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen a game yet where Raballo didn't, like, top rag MVP. I mean, for a man who caught so much flack on Twitter for simply getting picked up by the #1 mobile organization, that guy can cook, man. And I know everyone sent their apologies since, but it's just like, I mean, I look back on it, I was like, did they not know that Raballo was literally him? Like, even when he was on the Mayhem roster, even when he was on the ARP roster, like, he was him. He was him, okay? Right. Well, we're getting geared up.
Tell you what, if you want a good banger content video for your YouTube, go back and find Raballo's videos from him first switching over to phone, and just make a montage starting from trash to treasure.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, gold content. Gold content.
And then Forsaken, man, he was a damn force to be reckoned with. Man, it is definitely. I said this year was going to be a few players' years. He was in particular being called. Unfortunately, my boy T-Bag didn't make it to the playoffs, but I still feel like that DICE team was just, God, just robbed. Well, we're going to see, Devious, can you maximize on the opportunity that you have been given? It's got to start here in the Search and Destroy because that hard point wasn't it, homie. Let's find out what you're made of. First 6 rounds, they're going to be on the attack. Rihan was cooking last game. Let's see if he can boil something up nasty here for this one, because you're going to need all hands on deck for this particular. Never mind. All right, we're going to dive back into the lobby. Just kidding. We didn't want to see that Search and Destroy game that fast anyways.
Yeah, I mean, pause a minute, you know? So, we'll get you guys into it as soon as we can. I'm really hoping this one's going to go to a game 3, especially with the way Rihan's playing today. I'm expecting some crispy snipes to come out here. So, that is a big factor. And, you know, when it comes to our matchup here, Tribe are clearly going to be your favorites to win. They're probably going to be your favorites to win for most people in 2-0 fashion. And I think that's because a lot of people do sleep on what Devious brings to the table, especially in a Search and Destroy. So don't take that blowout in that hard point as the end of the road for this team, because there's plenty of opportunity that things could be spiced up here. We could see overtime. We could see game 3. We could see a blowout. I mean, it's hard to say. Devious definitely has had their struggles in consistency, and Tribe, they've been a pretty well-oiled machine since this roster came together. And they don't even need Bolu here.
Says a lot, man. That says a lot. The winningest player in Call of Duty Mobile right now has been for the past 2 years. Doesn't look like it's going to change. Maybe we'll see a little bit of transferring. I don't know. We'll see. Jez just waiting ready up. Straight away himself. We're going to go ahead and get into the action. Tribe, well-oiled machine, as you said. Let's see what they're made of here. Can they execute perfectly and get the job done now, as Standoff could be the last map Devious C of tonight. Let's see if they can earn their keep here and make us to a game 3. Make it interesting. Marquee matchup for a reason. Let's see if they can deliver. Here comes the hit. First 6 rounds, I mentioned already, it's going to be Devious on the prowl. Rihan holding down the back alley, looking aggressive. Look at Zolf. R9-0 in hand. He's already in the mid-boxes area. And man, if he finds the right timing, he could actually get a few kills here.
All right, well, Rihan, the player to watch for the side of Devious, going to open up with the first blood, taking down Jez. That's definitely a big one to take down, and bringing the kilo to the table. We'll have to see if that is going to be consistent for him, but it's going to be Forsaken, answering back with one onto Scott. And, well, Space taking down Zulf as well. What was a glorious first blood for the side of Devious quickly turns into Tribe's favor.
Yikes. Okay.
Oh, but Solo, he hunted it out. He hunted down the kilo.
Oh!
He died.
Whoa, that wrap there from Red. I mean, I would not have expected it. Obviously, the player he killed didn't either. Forsaken now in a 1v1. Ice in his veins or not. Let's see what he's made of. Red on the hunt. 45 seconds left to go. Bomb is down in the middle of the map. It's your carrier. And S-Thug was killed right on the outside of Statue Tank. Forsaken. He's in a prime position. He's looking for the cross, and he is going to get it. There's the intel. Bomb's right in his sight. And so is Red. Perfectly executed. Perfectly Red. Forsaken. Wise beyond his years. Rookie to this year's Champ Series. And man, just make it look easy.
Oh, we'll certainly see, but first round is going to go in favor of Tribe. Got some big opportunities to close things out in 2-0 fashion, obviously. Would be great for them in the scoreboard, but man, Solo coming at him with the Razorback still looking solid right now. Space is going to get dropped. The 1-for-1 trade is big. And there's Rihan once again coming through with a clean snipe, this time taking down Solo. Ooh, might be looking for some action or a baller here. He definitely got the information, so that call-out should be good for the team.
Yep. Call-out's there. HVK in the hands of Rabalo's hand, Saken and Jez. They are taking things, and they're on. And, well, now it's all on Rihan to hit his shots. He cannot connect there. Zolf's dropped. It's all on Rihan. Looking for the big shots. There goes one. Able to get the jump shot to land. No, it's not so good. The bomb's been planted, though, and the positioning is going to be for boxes, so the reposition's there. He's going to be able to find one. Jazz now, last lone wolf. What is he going to do? Is he just going to hop the bomb? He goes for the fake? Oh. Rehan, he's done it. He just got to connect. What are you doing, Rehan? Sold. A bag and a half.
Wow.
Such an excellent play. Puts himself all out of the equation. Couldn't get the angle. That's tough.
Destroy the objective. Bomb acquired.
Yikes. 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 That looked about as winnable as it could get for Rehan there, but couldn't quite make it happen. Now Solo gonna open up with one on Zult before getting taken down. S-Thug finding the big kill. 3 on the board for him. Definitely a solid position for being on round 3, but he's eventually gonna get taken down by Raballo. The 2-for-1 trade in favor of Tribe is absolutely big for them, but it's looking like Rehan. Oh, he scopes out at the wrong time. It gets absolutely dumpstered. Oh my goodness. The MK2 for Jez, and he finishes it off with code as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was hard to watch, man. That one was yikes.
I hate I missed it, bro. I was literally watching anything but that. And maybe I just, you know, did that out of respect there for Rehan. Obviously, I'm old, and I make mistakes, so... Rehan, not necessarily the focus here, it's Jazz. He's got an MK2. This is EU's favorite. More importantly, Inferno. He is the man with that one. Jazz looking to claim the title. Let's see what he's got. Rehan shutting him down. A little bit of revenge. Best serve DLQ style. Bombs down. Zolf going to be able to take down space. The shot's not there for Rehan to catch another one. Zolf, though, he's on the prowl. He's going to be able to find another. And it's all over Ballo on the collapse. It's happening. And finally, around on board, theoretically, this should be a 2v2 day. But instead, that scorecard reflects a 3-2-1 score. You go back to that round that Rehan couldn't clutch, unfortunately. Is going to be a hindrance. Let's see if they can bounce back yet again.
All right, well, some big kills coming through there. The 2-for-1 trade for Devious. This could be an opportunity for them to get their second kill, or second round on the board. Solo tried to make it out, but couldn't get away from the damage of S-Thug, but the trade's good for Tribe. So it brings us down to a 2v2. Forsaken on 7, Raballo on 3. Going up against S-Thug on 4, and Scott, who has not been able to find anything but big old goose egg. Do have the opportunity with that bomb plant, though, to maybe play the strong defense here, or defensive position for their offense. Forsaken finds the 2-tap. Scott finds 1. Scott, you just gotta live, man. Scott, you just gotta live, man.
Oh, he doesn't need to live. He's gonna take it in his hands. There goes the gunny. He wanted it. And surely, hey, he had a donut before this one. He's got those 2 to show for it, as well as a handful of bomb plants, too. So, just needed to live in that instance. He goes up and beyond. Obviously, it could have gone wrong. Unfortunately, for Tribe, it didn't. Now, we got one more round here on the attack. Devious looking like they turning things up. They're getting some help there from Rehan as well. In the corner, Scott going to be able to drop another one. There goes the bomb plant along with it. Surely, Jez. Forsaken, last hope. Koshka in the hands of Jez. Mance is a menace with this one. Is he either going to find his fair share? There goes the sounding. God, Rehan. Didn't know what hit him. The MW11 just absolutely clutch. Taken. Going to be able to get some shots in as well, but no dice on the shots to connect. And yet again, we got a 2v2. 30 seconds left to go. Red, Scott retreating back to their points of interest. Scott back on the boxes. Red on a devious route. Here comes the hit. Jez not going to see it coming. 1 down. 1 more to go right in the statue tank. But Forsaken wins the gunfight. And all of a sudden, this is doable. Scott out of position. It gets manhandled. Forsaken taking them both down. And that round was certainly winnable.
You were talking earlier about how good Forsaken has been pretty much ever since he was around in the COD Mobile scene, all the way up to date. And, well, double digits in 6 rounds. is a great performance coming out of him. So you definitely got to give him credit for this team having the 4-2 advantage. Because you look at the kills on the rest of the board, he's the outlier, man. Everyone else is right there for the most part in that 3, 4, 5 kills. You've also got Rihan on 7, so you have Rihan performing as well. But, I mean, it has certainly been some close rounds. Every single one of these has come down to 1v1s and 2v2s. Right now, it's looking like you might find even more of that. Zolf, big kill onto Jez there to even things out. This was a difficult break to have happen, though, especially with Forsaken sniping up in that two-story in the back.
And then look at the trenches, man. Rabalo's all over it, man. He's not giving them anything. Oh, my God. Zolf, don't even do it. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. The HVK in this man's hand is lethal. The flicks, he gets 3 that round on playing that tractor site. Oh, God. Do not try Rabalo. He is that guy. And Shirley, you mentioned it. The positionings were key. And Rabalo was in one. Forsaken was at another. You pick your poison. Obviously, you're going to die either way. Space opened up with a nasty 2Ps. And this might be the beginning of the end. Devious getting exposed here in the search to destroy. Scott taking on too many gunnies at once. Zolf got a shotgun in a dream. He does find one in space, but this bomb's going down at B. He ain't got no hope. Forsaken is just going to go ahead and put him out of his misery. We're on match point already.
You know, it is, that's some difficult stuff to overcome. And for anybody in chat to say that Tribe are trolling, absolutely not the case. This is a team that is definitely putting in their work right now. And Solo, how?
Not like this. I didn't even see how they died, but I do see it's the mid truck. They both get called out. No trophies in the middle of the map, and well, bomb's gonna go down over a day. We got a good old-fashioned 3v3. It's clean. Whoa! What? What the hell are you shooting at, Scott? Zolf gets ambushed by wallbangs galore. Space gonna get shut down. I'm gonna have to catch that from the man's perspective. Space, what are you on, bro? I know you're that guy when it comes to these nerdy little spots. These little, hey, I'm gonna see if I can get some intel out of it. You get way more than intel out of it. 20 seconds left to go. Intel has already been put in. S-Thug and Rihan, they're playing with a clean slate. Rihan doesn't know what's going on. He's going to get the suspect there on the shots, but Rabalo there for the collapse. Chet, it's over. Devious, they're done. The 7-2 victory. Tribe dancing circles around that Devious roster.
I mean, you can't really argue with the 7-2 result. I expected way more out of Devious. I thought for sure this one was going to be close, and that was just not the case. Tribe came through and dominated. Specifically, your MVP here, Forsaken. 13 kills on the board, absolutely leading the charge. Did have Rabalo on 9 as well. Rest of the team, 5, 6, and 7. You look over the opposition, nobody in double digits. 9 was topped for Rihan, 8 for Zolf. Then you've got the trifecta of 4s. I tell you, Code, S-Thug, and Scott got absolutely demolished during that game. They just could not get away from the damage, and that was unfortunate, but I mean, it just goes to show Tribe's coordination and the aggression that they played with was absolutely key there. And they come through with a convincing win as a result.
Okay, convincing. Very convincing indeed. 7-2. 2-0 victory. That concludes our night chat. Game, set, match. Tribe just absolutely better in every instance right now. That's going to conclude our stream and everything for it as well, too. We'll take a look at the post-action report. Results are in. It was a banger of a series. Banger of a night, 2-0s across the board. Not a game 3 in sight. All 3 teams we anticipated to win won. Not too often we see this done, but I mean, I don't know. You couldn't have gotten a better series, a better night to see some shakeups, and then everything just kind of fell in line for us. So take a look at the standings too as we wrap things up. 60 on top, Tribe, Luminosity with 55, as well as Simplicity Nothing changed, but the points, though, is Tribe still remain at first. Second tie there for those two. Devious coming through with not a bit of points after that grueling series against that Tribe roster. 40 points still puts them in fourth place. ARP with 20 apiece for Dice, as well as 6 Kings. That is going to be it. Another night down in the books. I think we'll be back live for Friday. Is that right?
I believe that is the case, yes. Friday, and then what, EU is back next week?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I mean, why you gotta ruin the moment?
Dang, it's like that, huh?
Why we gotta talk about Eve, man? Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Don't remind me at all. All right. That's going to conclude it, chat. We're going to hear a word from Call of Duty Mobile on the way out. Hope you enjoyed it. It should be going up on the YouTube here, hopefully, in the next 12 to 24 hours. I don't know what they have to do to process it. But as soon as it is available, it will be there. Until then, you can watch the VOD back with Trovo. We'll be back live for Friday for Mobile Mayhem North America. So we will go ahead and send you over to your next favorite streamer. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Live.